We all grew up assuming our family will be there for us forever. But here's the truth no one wants to talk about. After age 60, that's not guaranteed. If you're counting on your family as your only support system, you might be setting yourself up for disappointment. I'm 62. And I've watched way too many friends discover this the hard way. Kids move across the country for careers, spouses pass away, and siblings get caught up in their own health struggles. Many people assume that family will always be their safety net, but as we age, circumstances change. And if you're not proactive about building your own support system, you could find yourself isolated when you need help the most. That's why I want to share the 5 pillars of reliable support that you can build right now, a foundation that doesn't depend on anyone else's availability, health, or willingness to help. Welcome to the UnRetired, where you're not done, but you're finally doing what you want. If you felt that uncertainty about whether family will really be there when you need them, hit the like button and subscribe. It tells me you're ready for some honest conversation about building real independence after age 60. Okay, let's get into this. Pillar number 1 is mindset. Keep your mind sharp. You don't stop learning because you grow old. You grow old because you stop learning. Look at this research. The active trial shows that regular cognitive engagement through activities like puzzles, learning new skills, or digital tools can delay mental decline and improve life satisfaction. The National Institute on Aging even found that research on engagement in activities such as music, theater, dance, and creative writing has shown promise for improving quality of life, well-being, from better memory and self-esteem to reduce stress and increase social interaction. Simple practices like reading a book that challenge your thinking, journaling about your experiences, and lessons learned, like learning new technologies. Yes, even at our age, trying new skills you've always been curious about. For me personally, starting this YouTube channel has been a big new challenge for me. Yeah, it's a lot of fun, but it's a challenge. It's also making me learn to do a lot of things I had no idea how to do. And it's making me push my envelope of my comfort zones. So always remember, a sharp mind is your first line of defense against becoming dependent on others. Pillar number 2, meaning. About your spiritual anchor. When I say spiritual anchor, I don't mean religion per se. I just mean intentional reflection about what really matters to you. Take a look at this. Studies show that practicing mindfulness, whether through meditation, reflection, or gratitude, can significantly improve life satisfaction, resilience, and emotional health in retirees. For instance, a senior mindfulness intervention lowered depression and increased happiness. So take solo walks in nature. No phone, just you and your thoughts. Consider annual solo retreats too. Even if it's just a weekend at a nearby cabin. Try meditation or simply sitting quietly for 10 minutes every morning. And of course, you can always read ancient wisdom literature like Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, Buddhist teachings, or whatever inspires or resonates with your spirit. The goal is to develop a personal philosophy that can sustain you through difficult times. When family isn't available, when friends are busy, when health challenges hit, you need something deeper and stronger to anchor you. I spend 20 minutes every morning just sitting with my coffee, reflecting on what I'm grateful for and what really matters for that day. It becomes kind of my non-negotiable foundation. And of course, I also meditate regularly to bring peace, insights, and reflections. So now I'm curious, what gives your life meaning? What's your spiritual anchor when everything else feels uncertain? Drop a comment and share what keeps you grounded. I read every single one, and your wisdom might help someone else who's still searching for their anchor. Pillar number 3, people. Build your own chosen family. Loneliness is one of the biggest killers among older adults. The CDC reports that about 1 in 3 adults in the US report feeling lonely, and older adults are particularly at risk. 1 in 4 US adults report not having social or emotional support. Think about that. 25% of adults have no reliable emotional support system. But I bring good news to you. Friendship in later life is less about quantity and more about quality. You don't need 50 friends. You need 3 to 5 solid relationships with people who actually show up. One of the things you can do is join a hobby group around things that you actually enjoy. or you can volunteer for causes that you care about, because if you really think about it, nothing builds bonds like shared purpose. You can even consider online communities, especially if mobility is an issue. Be proactive about reaching out to others, because loneliness is often about waiting for others to make the first move. In the last few years, I've joined 2 travel golf groups, where a few times a year we meet at some great golf venue. Not only do we get great travel and some friend bonding experience, we also maintain a text thread that goes all year long, where we communicate with each other almost every other week. Pillar number 4, purpose beyond the paycheck. Losing a job or retiring can trigger an identity crisis, but only if you haven't developed purpose beyond your career. Bonnie Ware, who spent years caring for dying patients, documented the most common regrets on people's deathbed. One of the regrets of dying is, I wish I hadn't worked so hard. That's pretty obvious, but here's what people don't realize. The regret isn't about working hard. It's about not having anything else that gave their life meaning. Purpose doesn't require a paycheck. It's about contributing something meaningful to the world, whether it's mentoring young people, starting a YouTube channel about your experiences, writing your family history, volunteering for causes that you believe in, or just generally contributing to alleviating human suffering. Don't be afraid if you fail at what you do, even in late stages of life. I remember this quote from Rilke, the great philosopher: "The purpose of life is to be defeated by greater and greater things." So be happy, even if you're defeated. Just remember that that is the purpose of life. I know a retired engineer who now teaches kids about science at the local library, a former accountant who started a blog helping seniors navigate Medicare, and a retired teacher who mentors new teachers online. The key is starting before you need it. Don't wait until retirement to discover what gives your life meaning beyond work. Experiment now. Try different projects, see what energizes you. Remember, purpose is what gets you out of bed even when no one's counting on you to show up. If you're finding value in this approach, building your own support system instead of hoping others will take care of you, then subscribe to this channel. I share real talk about retirement that most people won't tell you. No sugarcoating, no false promises, just honest strategies for living independently and purposefully after the age of 60. Pillar number 5, physical health. That's your biggest foundation. If you don't have health, you really don't have much at all. And that includes your independence. Look at this Harvard research that shows that walking regularly significantly reduces cognitive decline risk. One study found that walking 3,800 steps a day may reduce dementia risk by 25%. Think about that, 25% just for walking. Upping their daily step count to under 10,000 could have a person's risk of developing dementia. But it's not just about dementia. Physical vitality supports all other pillars. When you feel strong, your mind stays positive. When you have energy, you're more likely to maintain social connections and pursue meaningful activities. You can start by aiming for 7,000 steps daily. That's the sweet spot that research shows reducing mortality risk. Eat for energy, not just for pleasure. Do regular strength training. Even light weights help maintain muscle mass and bone density. Your physical health in your 70s and 80s is determined by what you do in your 60s or even much earlier than that. Every day you move your body, you're investing in your future independence. To maintain my own fitness, I do 5 to 6 small workouts a week, 20 to 30 minutes each day, and sometimes as little as 15 to 20 minutes each. I usually do these at home because I found that doing more smaller workouts was easier than planning 2 to 3 trips to the gym. In total, I'm probably working out a total of only about 2.5 to 3 hours a week, but it's a little bit every day. When I used to go to the gym, I'd have a way bigger time commitment, 30 to 45 minutes of getting ready, the commute, etc., than feeling the obligation to work out for 45 minutes to an hour since I went to all the trouble of going to the gym. So now I get more exercise. I literally get it daily, and yet my entire time commitment to fitness is less than it was when I was actually working. So physical vitality isn't vanity, it's the foundation that makes everything else possible. So what's our big conclusion here? Remember this always. You build your support system before you need it. These 5 pillars, mindset, meaning, people, purpose, physical health, are not just nice to haves. These are your insurance policies against isolation, depression, and dependence. Take a moment right now to stand with each pillar. Are you actively challenging your mind? Do you have a sense of meaning that sustains you? Have you built relationships beyond family? Is there something that gives you purpose beyond work? And are you invested in physical health daily? Look, you don't have to rely on family members who may or may not be available. And you don't have to hope that someone else will take care of you. You can create your own support system, one that's proactive, powerful, and personal.